All right, so we are going to work on something called fluency today. So it's important to read smoothly and fluently so that it sounds like you're talking. That helps readers to understand what they're reading. And in this timed reading activity, you'll read the same passage over and over until you can read it fluently at a certain rate. Do you know what rate means?
No.
So it means you're trying to do it kind of like at a certain speed in an amount of time.
Okay.
A certain number of words in an amount of time. So we're going to do 1 minute. And our goal is going to try to read 80 words correct in 1 minute. Okay. So I'm going to I'll read this passage. This is called Meet Rosa Parks. So you be my timer. You get to be in charge of that. Okay, so when it says 1 minute, you tell me to stop, okay?
Ready?
You tell me when to go.
Set, go.
Years ago, places in the United States had laws that kept Black people and white people apart. In some cities, laws said that Black people could not sit next to white people on buses. Other laws did not allow Black people to use the same
Stop.
Okay. So I'm going to mark where I got. And we're going to count how many words I read. So there's 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. 45 words. Okay. So this time, I'm going to try to read it again. I'm going to try to get a little bit further. I'm going to try to get closer to 80. Okay? What was something that something that I heard with my reading was that it didn't quite sound like I was talking when I was reading. Did you notice that?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to try to make it sound more like I was talking. Oops. Okay. So let's try this again. Can you be my timer again?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ready, set, go.
Years ago, places in the United States had laws that kept Black people and white people apart. In some cities, laws said that Black people could not sit next to white people on buses. Other laws did not allow Black people to use the same drinking fountains or restrooms as white people. One day, an African American woman named Rosa Parks got on a bus. After she sat down, the bus became full. Okay. So we'll mark it right here. That's 69, 70, 71, 72, 73. Okay. Did I get further? Did I read more words?
Yes.
I did. Did it sound more like talking?
Yes.
The first time? Something that I noticed is that it sounded more like talking for the words that I already read, but the words that were new, those ones kind of slowed down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So if I were to do this again, I would try to make the new words that I was reading still sound like talking as much as I could. Okay, I'm gonna give you a chance to do a passage, and I'm gonna have you do this one about elevators. So what are we looking for when we read? Actually, we'll do this one together. What are we looking for when we read this passage?
To make it sound like we're talking.
And remember what that's called?
I do not remember.
Fluent. Or fluency. Read fluently. So let's read this passage together, okay? We'll read it at the same time.
Out loud together? Oh, just read.
Yes, yeah. We're gonna read it out loud together.
Okay.
Denisha stepped in. Oh wait, sorry, we have to do the timer. Okay. Ready? So we're gonna try to do 80 words in 1 minute.
Okay.
Denisha stepped into
the
elevator and pushed the button for the 12th
floor.
Good.
It
was
her
first visit
to
her
dad's office.
Good. As the elevator went up, Denisha began wondering. Pause. Okay. We got to here. Let's count how many words. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Awesome. We got 30 words for this first try. Let's see. Okay, we're going to read it again. And we're going to try to see if we can read it faster than we did the first time. Okay? Denisha stepped into the elevator and pushed the button for the 12th floor. It was her first visit to her dad's office. As the elevator went up, Denisha began wondering what makes elevators move. How could people work or live in tall buildings with pause. Okay, tall buildings. What do you think? Did we get further than we did the first time? Yeah, we did. Let's see. This was 39. What would you say? 33, 22. We got 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. We got 43. That was pretty good. We got a lot further. Okay, so now you're going to do it all by yourself. Well, I'm going to have you read this passage, Hiking the Appalachian Trail. So let's do 1 minute, and we are looking for you to read it fluently. And that means
Smooth.
Smoothly, like kind of sounds like you're talking. And how many words are we going to try to get?
80.
80. Okay. 80 words in how many minutes?
1 minute.
1 minute. Okay. So, when you're ready, you can go ahead and start.
I'm ready. 8-year-old Maya and her parents were on vacation. They were hiking in the Appalachian Mountains. The Appalachians are the longest group of
Pause.
mountains.
Okay. Actually, I'm going to have you mark where you ended. Sorry. Perfect. Okay. Can you count how many words you read?
$24.
24? Awesome. Okay. So we got 24 the first time. Let's write that down. Want to write it? Okay. What was something that you felt like you did good with reading this?
Read it.
You read it, yeah. You read it. That's awesome. I noticed that you were sounding out words, and if you came to a word that you didn't know, you didn't skip it. You tried to sound it out, so that was really cool. What do you think is something that you could do a little bit better?
Read it fluently.
Read it fluently? What would that look like? How would you do that?
Like I was talking.
And how do you make it sound like you're talking?
Read it more smoothly instead of pausing.
Yeah, okay. So let's try doing it again, and let's try to remember those things that we did good and work on those things that we could do a little bit better.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you when to go, okay? Ready, set, go.
8-year-old Maya and her parents were on vacation. They were hiking in the Appalachian Mountains. The Appalachians are the longest group of mountains in eastern North America. These mountains start in the...
Pause. These mountains start, can you mark where you did? In the, awesome, okay. So let's see, how many words did we read this time?
34.
34? Okay, so we went to 24, you'll write 34 in the next. Okay. So what was something that you noticed that you did well this time around?
read it as if I was talking more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought you sounded more like you were talking when you were reading too. What was something that you noticed you could do a little bit of work on?
Going faster with sounding out words.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so we're gonna read it one more time, and with those things in mind, let's try to read it, and let's try to get as close to 80 as we can. I know that's gonna be a big jump, but I just want you to do your best, and totally no worries if you don't get to 80 words a minute. Okay, you can go ahead and start when you're ready.
Okay. Ready. 8-year-old Maya and her parents were on vacation. They were hiking in the Appalachian Mountains. The Appalachians are the longest group of mountains in eastern North America. These mountains start in the northern U.S. state of Maine. They end in the southern state of Georgia. Maya's family was...
Pause. Mark yourself. Awesome. Okay. Can you count how many words you read this time?
50.
50. Okay. Can you write it down?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, that was a big jump. That was 34 to 50. Way to go.
Thanks.
What is something that you felt you did good this time around?
Reading as if I was talking.
Mm-hmm. And do you feel like this time was easier or more fluent than how you read it the first time?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought you sounded a lot more fluent. So good job. That was really, really great. I loved how you slowed down to sound out words, and even when you didn't know the words, you didn't skip them. And I don't know, you showed a lot of determination. That was really cool. So we are going to finish up with this fluency practice, and I'm going to go ahead and let you go to gym.
Thanks.
Okay, so a intensification that I could apply to this specific lesson is that I could provide more examples. Like I could do explicit instruction, so I could provide examples of what good fluent reading looks like and non-examples of what non-fluent reading sounds like, and this would help the student to be aware of specific aspects of what makes fluent reading. And I think there's other things that I could, touch on aside from just like, does it sound like you're talking? Like not so much, I guess, like the rate of it, but also maybe focusing on like the intonation, and the tone, and like pausing and like that kind of stuff. Another way that I could help students understand fluency is that I could record students so that they could hear themselves, and that might allow for kind of better, self-awareness and the ability for them to self-monitor and reflect on their reading. Because sometimes it's hard to, know how you sound when you're so focused on reading. So that might be a good opportunity for that. Okay, thank you.